Today we're going to give you a little tip on how to hit a 50-metre pitch shot. So I see a lot of amateurs just butcher this all the time, there's three real key elements that are going to help you pitch the ball better. So firstly, the first key element is the club itself. So I got a nice, pretty fresh 14 RM4 wedge, pretty fresh grooves, right? So the equipment is really important. I got a Bridgestone Tour BXS ball too, which is quite a spinny ball. So equipment itself plays a role in that you want fresh grooves, you want a decent golf ball. Because for these little pitch shots, we want spin. We want that spin control on the greens. We don't want a ball to land and then keep going, right? And so along the same lines of the equipment in this number one that we need, you need to know how far your wedges go. Because all too often I see people choosing a pitching wedge from 50 metres and trying to hit a quarter of a shot, right? So you want to choose the appropriate club. So for me, 60-degree wedge goes about 70 metres. So a 50-metre shot is going to be, a 2/3 or a 3/4 60-degree wedge shot. So I can still generate spin. I can still be aggressive. I don't want to go and hit a 50-metre pitch shot, even though I might be able to do it, get out a pitching wedge and try and hit this 50 metres, and it's just rolling. It landed short of that green, and it's going to roll through the back. So I've then got to try and hit it quite soft, and I'm trying to steer this thing. So number one, you got to know how far your wedges go. The right equipment. So I've got a 60-degree wedge here, and I know that I can have about a 2/3 swing. It's going to get nice height, and it's going to be pretty close to that mark in general. Okay, so know your equipment, know how far it goes. Choose something that you can hit relatively firmly rather than just trying to fluff it 1.5 hit it, right? So the second part, there's three things, right? The second part, make sure that weight is forward when you're hitting. Again, I see people trying to lift, trying to move back. All you're going to do is end up hitting the guts of the ball. It's going to go along the ground. Right, so you need to be making sure that your weight is forward. Now, you can start forward if you want to. It's only a small swing. You can start with your weight forward and leave it there if you want to. I tend to definitely feel like my weight is forward a little bit, right? To make sure I get that nice, crisp blow. And using that, additional loft ensures that the ball gets up in the air. So I can leave the weight forward. So now the third element to trying to hit this little pitch shot, I've got the right club, I've got a 60-degree wedge which I can hit, pretty firmly. I've got my weight forward. And the last thing really is just to make sure you're committed to your shot. You're hitting down and through like you would any other shot, okay? So none of this trying to help the ball up. None of this trying to, take too much off the club if you need to. So we want to be relatively committed. Weight forward, hitting down and through, right? And so the weight of this, or the loft of this club, I can hit a nice, smooth, crisp, wow, you can really pitch. 0.2 metres. Nice, smooth, crisp wedge shot. And it'll go 50 metres. So there's no huge secret. We've got a nice wedge, got weight forward. I'm down, committing to my shot with the right club. And I should be able to do okay there. So those three key elements again, and I keep repeating myself, but it's really only three things. The right equipment, the weight is going to go forward, and then commit to your shot, down and through. If you do all those three little things, you should be able to hit some really nice pitch shots.